Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
I love Easter lilies. They are sort of like remind me of a trumpet jubilantly announcing the good news of Easter morning. Now, an Easter lily, it can't be timid, can't be shy. It's got to be bold because it's got to stand out and be heard over the din of our noisy, noisy world. We've got traffic and sirens and ads and a 24-hour news cycle that trumpets the latest tragedy and occasion for outrage. What's kind of easy to forget is that we are all part of that noise. So it's important to consider what we are putting out into the world. Are we spreading good news and positive vibes, or are we sharing bad news and negative energy? Now, I'm not suggesting that we bury our heads in the sand and go all Pollyanna. It's just that bad news doesn't seem to have any trouble finding us, and it tends to bully out the good news. I don't know if you can relate to this, but I know that I am way too guilty of focusing on the 3% of my life that is currently off the rails and completely ignoring the other 97%, which is pretty darn good. But here's the truth. As I share these words, no one ever thinks that they are part of the problem. Not you, not me, but sometimes in our haste to proclaim our truth, we can inadvertently contribute to a screeching symphony of disharmony. Diversity of thought is very useful, but it can exist if we drown out those who think differently with shame, sarcasm, and judgment. Let's say, for example, that you are a violin, I'm a clarinet, and that guy over there, he's a tuba. Now, if we were just to blare our own thing, we would sound terrible, worse than a shopping cart falling down a flight of stairs. But those three sounds, completely unique and different, when they work together, they can create something completely amazingly beautiful. And if you've written off tuba guy as some ignorant blowhard, well, you've just missed out on the full expression of the beauty that's available to you. Or we could consider the rainbow. If you were to lose just one color of the rainbow is not quite as beautiful, right? Each hue is unique with its own distinct characteristics. But have you ever tried mixing all of those beautiful colors together? If you have, you would know that you end up at the end with an ugly, homogeneous, muddy mix of grayish brown. In this case, in an attempt to force unity, the individuals are silenced. The thing is, the rainbow was already unified, placed side by side, together but distinct. Each color shines proudly, and beauty is the byproduct. It's a beauty that's impossible to achieve if a few colors are crowding out the others. Now, maybe I've jumped too deeply into the sea of metaphor. Maybe let too much of my artsy-fartsy show with all this talk of tubas and rainbows. But you know what? The prescription is pretty clear. In a noisy world, make a joyful noise. If we want a better world, we have to acknowledge the fact first that our own actions are a contributing factor. We all have something important to share, and the world is worse off if we don't. But as we share our gifts and unique point of view, may we always do it with positivity, kindness, and joy. And remember, we don't all have to be the same to work together.